The shop this morning. I had a package delivered to me to my shop, and we're gonna open this up. There's a cassette deck in here. I think it's a Pioneer cassette deck that needs a little bit of attention. So I told him that I'd look at it, and just about to open the box. Let's see what we can find in here. This now. Magnetizer. Well, look at this. The guy sent his tools for me to work on this. A lot of tools. Wow. This is pretty cool. I can't wait to see what's in here. He said it was a cassette deck that is not playing, so I'm not sure if it needs new belts. He has even sent me belts. Goodness. He was telling me that he was going to send me some goodies, and he did. These are magnetized, I think. You must have known that I needed these real bad. But anyways, thank you very much, Josie. I really do appreciate this. I'm sure I'm going to use these. Jose sent me all of these screwdrivers, magnetized as well. So I want to thank you very much, Jose, for doing this. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use them for the very first time on this cassette deck. So we'll put this over here. I got a little spot for them. Okay, what I want to do with this cassette is I'm going to plug it in, and I want to see what actually we're dealing with. I'm going to power this on and see if it comes on. The lamps come on. Oh, that's pretty nice. Like that. I think I'll bring you guys closer a bit. This is worth seeing right here. It's a really nice cassette. It's actually beautiful. This would have been expensive out in its time, eh? So I just want to see how it's going to respond with the cassette in it. Press play. Okay, it's almost as if it's thinking that it's at the end of the tape, but it's really not. It's halfway. I'll fast forward it. Fast forward works, but it kicks up. Rewind. Kicks up still. Okay. The analogs are working well. They seem to be anyway. I have this analog here on the right that is out of place. It seems like it's crooked inside. So I do believe that this is going to need a little bit of cleaning. It seems to be working okay. The counter meter doesn't work. And that's also a belt on the inside. So we're gonna shut this off now. I know what. There's not much to the lane. This is the Pioneer stereo cassette tape deck, the CT-F700. we're gonna take the top off, and there's a lot of screw missing on this, so I know there's been people in here. Like this screw here is stripped. There's a lot of screws missing. Not sure if he took it apart and then he just didn't give me back the screws. I don't know. But these are the boards that are in here. These two boards here are identical. They're exactly the same. So I assume there's a left and a right. This would be my power supply here. There's my little transformer. Okay, so we're going to get to work here, and I'm going to show you some of these belts. Like these, there's a lot of belts on there. Like I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, these belts are really going to need to be changed. They're really loose, and this is the analog meter here that I was talking about. That's not in place. Maybe it got damaged in shipping, I'm not sure. But it seems to be off a little bit this way. So we'll definitely have to take the front plate off. I'm going to clean it out as well. So this might be a nice project. These knobs here are really hard to turn. So I imagine they need to have a major cleanup. So we'll spray some good stuff in here. All in all, it's in good shape. It was really nice, and it seems to me like the lamps are all working as well. Nice. Yeah, this thing was well equipped. Anyways, we'll take a look at this a little closer and see what we can find. I'm getting all kinds of voltage there. Okay, here's for checking my voltage. It says here pin 7 or pin 5. I should be getting AC voltage. That this would be for my lamps. There it is. See, I'm getting my voltage for my lamps, and which I know I'm getting it because I got my lamps. I don't have an issue. Coming out of the transformer, I should have 38 volts. Through my rectifier goes at 39 volts, and then it should turn into a 24 volt, and this is where my 24 volt comes in. So I know that this transformer, my power supply, is working correctly. Might clean out a little bit here, but other than that, once you know that your power supply is working great, then you don't mind, going up a bit further, spending a little bit of money to repair this unit, knowing that my power supply is working great, and now all I have to do is change some belts, check some capacitors. Probably we're going to grease up some of these wheels back here. They're probably pretty dirty. I'm also going to take all these knobs out, clean all these pots. You can tell I've got good access to them as well. Once I'll take the front plate off as well. So I think it's going to be great. So we're going to continue on. I want to take these buttons off, and we'll start off by doing that. Power this off. So I think these buttons are okay now. I'll be able to clean those really well once this is off. This one is stripped. There we go, look at this. Hoping I can take this one out of there. It'll be going in the garbage after. I'm not this back in there. It seems to be coming off. Yeah, this is garbage. Beautiful. Check out this front plate, eh? How thick it is. Bring you guys closer. You can see there's a lot of dirt down that as well. So this thing really needs a good cleanup. I know these pots here are extremely dirty. We'll see if we can get this thing going. The counter. These were the lamps. The lamps are all seems to be all working, but we will check those. Okay, so there you have it. Let's get to work. The soldering. The soldering looks really good on this as well. I don't see an issue. Nothing is jumping anyway. Soldering looks really nice. These. Okay. We're gonna get to work with this. Yeah, none of these caps are jumping at me, so I think these caps are all good. I'm about to change all the belts on us, and I thought it was important to concentrate on how I changed the belt. If the belt has never been changed on this, they absolutely must be changed, because you're going to end up with a lot of problems with this. So a belt is only good for so long, and I assume this is over 40 years old. The belt absolutely must be changed. They're all stretched out. There's no elasticity on them. I think changing the belts on this could be a little scary, and want you guys to know that there's 4 belts on this, and only one belt can give you a little bit of work to get at, and this is the one that's on the flywheel. It's the wider one, and if you look at the schematic in how to change the belts on this, it can be scary. They want you to take this whole thing apart, and that's not the case at all. I'm going to show you in a couple of steps how to change that belt on the flywheel. The other ones can be changed very easily without dismantle anything, but it's the one on the flywheel that really needs to be concentrated on. I'm going to bring you closer. This part of the video is only going to be how to change the belt, okay? With a good pair of tweezers. There's, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's one belt here, another one here, and one right behind here where the count meter is. And the other one that I'm talking about that's going to be a bit tricky to get is the one on the flywheel right here. Okay, so I'm gonna take these belts off. There's one. There's my second one. And this one right here. So those are my 3 belts. Now, for this one back here, it's really not going to be complicated. It's really not. After taking those belts off, 3 screws in the front, this one, and the one for the meter right there. I need to unscrew those. Brand new screwdriver here. There's one screw. There's my second one. And that one there for the counter. I need to take this out because this is going to be taken out of there in 1 unit. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's flip this over. There's this screw here, and one back there. So let's unscrew these. Now this power switch, on and off switch, there we go. And there it is. There's my C-clamp. All you gotta do is push this back. And you can actually just leave it there. You don't need to take it out. Okay, there's this little rod here that's attached to this, but that'll come out. Now this is ready to push back. See how loose this is? And this is all gonna be 1 unit. That's why I've unscrewed this one, because this is coming too. Okay? So if you push this back, now this has come loose, so you don't need to worry about this. So what I'm planning on doing in 1 whole unit, I'm pushing this back. Just gonna put this here because I want to flip this out and flip it over to this. Okay, so you guys are ready for this, eh? Comes out pretty easy. Look at this. There, sit it properly here. And this is giving me access from the bottom. Check this out. See this? There's my flywheel. And this is the belt. This is the belt that I need to replace right there. In order to do this, very simple. This is a solenoid switch here that controls, I think it's the reset, pause, or whatever you want to call it. I need to take this out because there's 2 screws here, right? There's 1 screw here. And there's 1 back here. This part here, only these 2 screws I need to take those screws out of there. I can't get to this one unless I take this solenoid switch out. Solenoid switch is only 1 little screw. Okay, so if you flip it like this, I'll bring you guys down. That's the screw right there. See, it's already loose. It's ready to come. Just going to take that screw out of there. It won't come out. But it's okay. Got it. I got it right here. I can pull this away and put it aside. Here's the harness. You can actually take that out of there. And right now, the only thing that I need to do, the only thing left to do is to unscrew these two screws and loosen up this plate. This flywheel is not attached to this plate. All I want to do is give me enough space to take that belt out of there. That's all. I'll show you. Here's the belt here on the motor. Take it out of there. Now this belt is nice and loose. See that? See how loose this is? It's ready to come out, and I'm gonna get it slided from behind the flywheel and this plate here. But these two screws needs to come out. No big deal. Unscrew this. There's the other one. Now, this is loose enough. See this? That's all I need to do. Enough. I'm going to push it back and just enough to pull this belt out of there. Now, there's only one more thing that you need to do. There's the belt here. Just to make sure that it's going to slide okay from the back. There. And sometimes you see this screw right here. This is a plastic screw. You can get that with a hectagon wrench. You can actually loosen this up. All this does, you can actually do it on by hand. I'm going to unscrew that a little bit. All this does is it stops this flywheel from playing back and forth. Okay, so that's just a guide screw, and you can get that very easily. Get it out of there pretty easy. What I want to do is I want to bring it out enough, because the belt screw is in far enough, it'll stop that belt from coming up. But right now it's not coming up. There it is. See, I've got the belt already. So now all four belts are off of this, and it took me what, 5 minutes? No big deal. What is important now is it's important to clean the flywheel, and it's important to also get the black stuff off the motor. Okay, so you guys can do that, clean this out, and you're ready to put the belt back on. Well, it's pretty simple, and that's the biggest job on here, is to change those belts. And it's pretty scary for people. I can see why it would be scary, but it really isn't. It's not that bad at all. Okay, so let's go reverse now. There's my belt. I'm ready to slide this back in. Just want to make sure that I can slide the belt. There, it's already in. Now I need to make sure that it goes all the way down, and you can actually come on this side as well to help you bring that belt down. And there we go. So the belt is all the way down. There, I think I've got it. It's around the pulley. So just make sure that you put it back. Just want to make sure that it's around that pulley. There we go. There, that belt is back on. There, that belt is back on. Okay, so you want to tighten this up. So that that flywheel is turning freely. We'll need to put these screws on first. Screws that holds the plate on first. There's the next one. Sure it's on there snug. Okay, so now I'm ready to put the solenoid switch back on now, and it can only go one way. There's only one screw, and this little notch here has to go in this hole, and you're good to go. This arm has to go, oh, I got my arm, so this arm has to go over this, right? And the rest is history. So I'm going to hold on to this. Line this with the screw, with the hole, and the screw is going to go right in. And with the screwdriver, with the magnifying screwdriver, with the magnet on my screwdriver holds my screw in place just good enough. Just make sure that it's in place. There's a little nipple that should go along with that hole. That just stops it from. There, that's on tight. Now this thing is working perfectly. The solenoid switch is back on. I'm ready to flip this back over, back on to the chassis. Okay. It's nice to inspect this while you have this up, eh? I'm stuck somewhere. Where am I stuck? Yeah. Got it back in place. I can lift this up and making sure this rod is back in position. Try to do is there it is, it's back in, see it? And once it's pulled back towards this way, it should be okay. See how well this fits back in there? And that's all it is. All you need to do is put these 3 screws here, and the 2 back there, and the flywheel belt is complete. So there you go. We're going to do that for you guys right now. So there's my front plate, these 2 screws here. Let's get them back in there. Okay, we're ready to put this screw here in place. Keep it snug for now. and the 3 screws are back in. I'll flip this around, hook up the power on and off switch again. There, we'll put the C-clamp. Just make sure that this rod is hooked up to this. This is part of the recording. Okay. Is it tight? There. That's it for this. Now, let's try that. The play is staying on, at least, before it used to kick out, eh? So this is stopped. So I'm just wondering if the counter is working. By changing 3 belts, we've changed this one. The play is working great now. There's my counter. So I'll stop that. But it's this one. I am not sure I'm getting that one. I'm going to try the rewind now. So it seems to be working great. It's nice and clean. I love this thing. This is so freaking nice. I want one for my music room. So Jose, if you happen to run into one of these, yeah, send it to your friend up north, buddy. There's my rewind. There's my fast forward. My play. Yeah, it's working great. And there's your counter. The counter wasn't working. The belt that was in there was too loose to make this turn. So I've got that going. So I'm gonna stop this, play this for a bit. Rewind it works great. Let's try the fast forward. That fast forward is working good. On this, I'll get this to rewind all the way down and see if that's actually working. The issue with this was the rewind was not working. The fast forward and the play is working great, but I had an issue with the rewind. But all these wheels, I believe they're called the idle wheel, and there's a tire on each of these wheels. And sometimes the tire, there's a glare over that rubber, where that rubber doesn't have any more grip. And I believe that was the issue with the rewind. So we're pretty happy with this. Everything seems to be working as it should. I'm all done working on this. It's working at 100% now. I had an issue with the rewind. The rewind wasn't always aggressive. It was always on the low side, and if the cassette was kind of an older cassette where it wasn't running perfectly, it would actually not rewind. So even by changing the belts, I found issues with it still. It wasn't really at 100%. It would work like at 99% of the time, but there was that little 1% where it would actually not work at all. But there's an idle wheel on that with they call it a tire. The rubber was kind of a glare on it. So I've cleaned all these rubbers on, and I rejuvenated that tire. Kind of, it's a solution that you can buy online, and it seems to work okay. So I'm pretty excited about it. Everything is working. I was trying all these buttons here too. The recording button is actually working, which is great. And if you had this on, this is the equalizer for noise reduction. You can have that on and off with this button right here. If you had a chrome cassette on this, this light would actually come on. And of course you have the Dolby noise reduction as well. So everything seems to be working great on this. This was great technology way back then, and I absolutely love this. This is really nice. There's that door. Press that play. There's an equalizer. Everything is working. All the lamps are all perfectly. The analog meters are working as well. Everything is working great. So I'm going to be sending this back to the customer. I think he's going to be pretty happy about it, and it was a nice project actually. Okay guys, I'm going to put the top back on, power this off, and we're going to call this a finished project. I'm going to send this back to the customer. I think he's going to be happy with it. If you like the video, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it.